One major thing I learned in 2024 is how to control my emotions. Literally, y'all, life just don't be that serious. Like, I cringe at the thought of crashing out because why would I let you get me off of my box to be emotionally unstable? You know what I mean? Like, why crash out? Why even give somebody that much power? Like, I could never. I'm just so much more calm this year. Just chill because it's like it's not that serious. It's really not. And if it is, it's gonna cost you. But life just is not that serious. Like, it's not that serious. Learn how to control your emotions. Nobody day can affect mine. If you giving off bad energy, that's something you going through. You know, I'm just in a very happy state.
He wants you to send long text messages. He wants you to start cussing. He wants you to blow up his phone back to back to back, calling a million times. But be unpredictable. Don't do none of that shit. Just go silent. And then when you finally talk to him, be real calm, cool, and collected. You ain't mad, no anger in your voice. Real chill. He gonna be nervous as fuck. He gonna be like, he gonna be shooketh. See, because these men, they get off on a woman who is angry. Got you all in your feelings, cussing, sad, and emotional. Don't even give them that satisfaction.
So it's probably important to ask yourself if you know how to control your emotions. As a woman, this is one of the hardest things for us to do. Controlling your emotions will keep you out of a lot of situations that are not for you, keep you from digging a bigger hole for yourself, keep you from getting attached to a man that you have no business being attached to. You don't want to react out of emotions. As a woman, when you're making a decision, you should be making a sound decision. Emotions play a small part, but logic should override your feelings, especially when you know what you want your end result to be. Doesn't make sense logically. Doesn't make sense in the long term. Is this something that is going to add value to me? If you learn how to control your emotions, there's not going to be a lot of times where people can just poke you or get a reaction out of you. There's so many times where I see feminine, elegant women not just allowing people to get them into arguments where they could just walk away when someone tries to provoke them or poke at them, where they don't feel the need to explain everything that they do. They don't feel the need to seek validation from other people. Your emotions are for you to control, not for them to control you. Okay? You are in the driver's seat, not the passenger seat. Okay? So don't just let people get a rise out of you, because guess what? People are manipulating you when they control your emotions. They're working you like a puppet. So control your emotions and you will have a better outcome.
Stop being reactive to every little thing. One of the biggest signs that you still have healing to do is feeling like every inconvenience, disagreement, criticism, or uncomfortable emotion deserves an immediate reaction. But if someone can control your emotions that easily, they're controlling you more than what you're controlling yourself. Emotionally mature people, they don't lose control when life doesn't go their way. They take time to process and then they respond. And I'm not telling you to have no emotions, because emotions are normal. Feel what you gotta feel. What I'm talking about is turning every feeling into an outburst. Being nasty, being degrading, saying things that you don't mean, and then apologizing after the damage is already done. Eventually, people are gonna stop feeling safe around you. They're gonna stop opening up to you. They're gonna start walking on eggshells because they never know which version of you they're gonna get. Healing is realizing that peace is not found in controlling other people. It is found in controlling yourself. Because the moment that anybody else can dictate your emotions, you stop being in charge of your own life.
As a person who grew up around a lot of trauma, a narcissistic father, abuse, neglect, I didn't learn how to regulate my emotions as a child. And the fact is, when you don't learn how to regulate your emotions, your feelings will start making decisions for you. And so that's why some of y'all choose relationships based on how somebody makes you feel in the moment. You choose friendships based on loneliness. You choose arguments based on anger, silence based on pride, and you quit because you feel frustrated. And you walk through life and say, well, that's just how I feel. No, that might be how you feel, but that doesn't mean feeling is supposed to get to lead your life. So I want to give you 3 ways to start regulating your emotions for real. Number 1, stop responding to things immediately. You do not have to text back while you're angry. You don't have to explain why you're hurt. You do not have to make a decision while you feel overwhelmed. I need you to give yourself a minute before your feelings make a mess. Take a second, breathe, get calm, revisit it, okay? Number 2, ask yourself what you're actually feeling. Because a lot of times you're not just mad, you're embarrassed, you're scared, you feel rejected, you feel ignored. And if you don't know exactly what you're feeling, you're going to react to the wrong thing, okay? Number 3, choose what helps you, not just what feels good for 5 minutes. Because cussing them out may feel good, shutting down might feel good, running away may feel good. But is it helping you become the person that you say you want to be? Because emotional regulation is not pretending that you don't have feelings. It's saying, I feel this, but this feeling does not get to control me. And I need us to learn that feelings can be real and still not be in charge.
One thing that will change your life and that you need to start doing right now is to stop reacting to everything. As a woman, one of the most important skills that you can have is emotional regulation. And one of the best ways to regulate your emotions is to stay calm. When you're calm, your subconscious patterns stop. Every toxic relationship, every bad decision, every time you reacted when you should have stayed silent, that wasn't you. That was a pattern on autopilot. Being calm is the only thing that interrupts it. That's why being still is one of the most powerful things you can do.
People will always try to get a reaction out of you, but you need to remember your reaction is not an obligation, it's a privilege. Stop handing out your energy as if they're free samples. Not everyone deserves that access to you. Silence is not a form of weakness. As Drake said, a wise man once said nothing at all. It's about restraint, and it unsettles people who rely on your reaction to feel important and validated. The moment you lose your temper, you join them exactly where they are. You join them in their mess. You essentially lower yourself to become part of the noise, and we do not have time for that. When you stay calm, you reserve so much power and you show the other person exactly how in control of your emotions and yourself you are. They are forced to sit with their own hate, their own chaos, and they can't stand it. And here's the truth that nobody likes to hear: showing your indifference and silence is louder than any statement you can make. We are practicing saying less, moving on, and letting that shit go.
Let me tell you how I learned to emotionally regulate myself and control my emotions. I had to stop looking for other people to validate my feelings and stop looking for other people to emotionally regulate me. At one point in time, I was absolutely miserable because I kept looking for other people to do something that I should have been doing myself. When an issue would happen in my life, I had to run to the first person who would answer the phone in order for me to tell them about it. I would look for validation, and I needed to know their opinion in order for me to handle the situation. I could not handle a simple situation by myself before figuring out how somebody else felt about it and how they thought that I should resolve it. Then became a problem when I started to lose friends or even romantic partners, and I realized, wow, I was really dependent on them. I even went into therapy, and as great as therapy was, after a year, I realized that I needed validation for everything when it came to my therapist. Everything that would go on in my life, I needed my therapist's opinion about it. Over time, that became a problem. It wasn't until I realized that this was a problem and I had to start sitting in my own thoughts. When I learned to sit in my own thoughts, things started to get better for me. That's all it took, was for me to stop looking for other people's validations, other people's opinions, and just sit with myself. I don't always have to be on the phone. I don't always have to text. Don't always have to voice a situation to somebody else in order to figure out what I'm going to do. And now I actually don't talk to other people about anything until I develop how I feel about it. So yes, this is how I learned to emotionally regulate myself and control my emotions.
When you control your emotions, you're in control of yourself. Anyone that can trigger you and push your buttons and control your emotions, your anger, all of that stuff, they control you. You don't even control yourself anymore after that. If people can push your buttons and cause a reaction, isn't that the definition of a controller or a remote controller? Wouldn't that mean you're a robot? Okay? If nobody can push your buttons and trigger you and get you to do something, they are not in control of you. Do you understand? So when y'all see these people overreacting, when y'all start crashing out online, when y'all start crashing out at your men, they control you, whether you know it or not. Because you and you alone are in control of yourself. The true controller is the one that does not react, because they're controlling the other person. The other person will start to crash out. The other person will start to be triggered because they're mad because they can't trigger you. Then you become the controller. You see? So the power and the true person that controls is the one that knows how to control their own emotions. Okay? Stop being over emotional. Shut up. Learn to be strategic instead. Okay? If I can trigger you, I can get you and I can control you. Anybody that can be triggered emotionally can be controlled. If you're emotional, you're controllable. Learn to put the two together. Okay? Let's say I was a man and I want to get out for the evening and not call you for 3 days. All I got to do is trigger you emotionally, and you're going to get so upset, so out of control. You're going to be mad at me. You're going to yell at me. And now I have the perfect excuse to ghost you for a few days without you bothering me. I control you. I know how to trigger you. I know how to get you to be so upset with me that I can go hang out with my friends, go cheat on you, go be gone for 2-3 days without talking to you, and have all my fun while you sitting over there stressed and bothered. You're going to realize you over emotionally reacted, and now you're going to be looking for me to come back with no re-entry fee. Okay? So if you're over emotional, you're very easily controlled. Know that. Nobody can control you if you stay unbothered, man. Nobody. That's another thing. Y'all be too easily controlled because of your emotions. They know how to push every one of your buttons, and you fall for it every time because you don't know any better. Controlling your emotions is more powerful than any words that you can say. Because sometimes silence is more powerful than words. Do you understand? You can preserve your throat chakra by not expelling the energy of something not worthy of your energy. Do you understand? Preserve it. Learn preservation in silence versus blah, 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 giving your energy. You understand? Some things don't even need to be said to be heard loud. Understand how to use your silence as well, because that's also part of your throat chakra. Knowing when to speak and when not to speak. Sometimes silence is all you need. Okay? Look, if I want to control you and take your energy, I know how to trigger you, because you want to get that throat chakra working. So I know how to trigger you. Therefore I can control you. You understand? I know how to get you. So do you want people controlling you? Then learn how to be quiet. Learn how to control your emotions. Learn only to give out energy to where it's beneficial to you. Okay? Be a master of yourself. And how to stop being emotional? Add up all the things that they do for you on a list and see what they've done for you to be attached emotionally, or to get some type of emotional reaction out of you. Do they pay bills? Do they make sure you're safe and comfortable and happy? Do they make sure you have money to spend? Do they make sure that you feel good about you, yourself, and da-da-da? If not, what you doing? Giving away free emotional energy to someone who doesn't deserve it. Okay? You need to start calculating and writing down a list of what these people are doing for you in order for you to be that dumb and emotional towards them. If it's not enough, pull back. Treat your emotions like money. Don't spend it where it ain't deserved. You understand? That's it. That's it. Don't spend your emotions where you're not getting nothing in return. And I'm talking financially too. True. Think about it. Ask any man. Ask a man. Go ask your uncle. Go ask your daddy. If a man doesn't like me times 10, does he even see me as a human being, or does he see me as an object? That man see you as an object unless you like you times 10 and care about everything else in your life, making you comfortable, making you happy. Make sure you feel good in their presence. Make sure you don't want for nothing and you got to look for no other man for nothing. That's how you know that they see you as a human. Okay, so gotta like you times 10. Y'all, it's a sad reality, but it's the truth. And you're going to believe it the older you get. Okay? The more experience you get in life, you're going to understand that. You're an object until they like you times 10. And I'm not talking about infatuated or attraction times 10. I mean like you enough to do anything times 10. Anything for you times 10. You know what I mean? That means whatever you try to do, you ain't going to get rid of them. They just going to keep giving you stuff until you're satisfied and happy. That's how you know they like you times 10. Make sure you're happy and got what you need and want, and you don't have to ask nobody else for it, and that you're their man, and da-da-da-da. That's it. So choose the correct targets. Choose the correct men that like you times 10. That's how you know. They're not going to look like Prince Charming most of the time. Some of them might look decent, and some of them might not. But they're going to treat you like a human being and give you the lifestyle and everything that you want. And make sure your future generations are taken care of, and your children, if you have some, or the children that y'all create, you know. They're going to make sure that's taken care of if they see you as a human being, or like you times 10, you know what I mean? So y'all have to listen when I'm telling y'all that. If they don't see you as a human, you're not going to get too far in that relationship. Okay, think about it. Think about all the men that y'all have gone out on dates with, tried to drop hints and clues about unethical, or you needing something, or you saving up for something, and they say, well, good luck to you, or well, I hope you find the answer. They don't see you as a human. See you as free company for a dinner date. They have no concern about you, your future, or your well-being. They just want to be seen in public with something that looks good, and so they don't have to dine alone. So you got to understand who you're dealing with, if they like you times 10, and if you're wasting your time or not. Do they even see you as a human?
Work on self-control, right? That's one thing that don't teach you, self-control and discipline. They don't teach you how to shut up. They don't teach you how to think before you speak. They don't teach you to look at what the possible outcome could be of this situation if I overreact. But that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Stop and think. This is how you control your emotions. This is how you shut them down temporarily while you think, so that when you turn them back on, you can execute whatever you're doing the correct way. Okay? You need to turn them off for a second to think. Then you can turn them back on when you get the answer. So it's not like you're going to be an emotionless being. It's that you're turning them off temporarily so that you can process the information, so that you can strategize and do what is most beneficial for you and your future, instead of reacting and doing something that you're going to regret.
They expect you to be weak. They expect you to let your emotions control you. That's why things like maintaining your independence as a woman when you're in relationships is so crucial. Because when you maintain your independence, you signal to that man that he is not the center of your universe. You show that man that he is not the point of focus for you. You also signal to that man that he is not your only source of happiness. And you know what that does to a man? It makes him shake in his boots. Yeah. You know why? Because men, when they were young, told that when they grow up, women are going to rely on them for everything. Okay? Financial support, emotional support, stability, security, companionship, like everything, right? They're told that women are going to rely on them for everything. When they grow up, they expect this. They also expect women to be so emotional. They're told women are driven by emotions, which we are, but we know how to control them. So there's a difference. So when a man comes across a woman with that black cat energy, she's emotionally independent. She knows how to regulate herself. She knows how to present herself. She has this strong sense of worth and value. She has this inner knowing. It scares him. Yeah, it throws him off the scale because he can't quite comprehend that this woman is this way. So I want you to unlearn everything that you know about being a woman. Yeah. You know how they told you you have to be nice, you have to be accommodating, you have to be compromising. always giving. Yeah, I need you to unlearn that stuff, because that got you nowhere. And you were taught that to be controlled. And they kind of succeeded, but it's fine because we're here now. Every time you've put a man first, he's shown you exactly why you should never put him first. See, men don't understand unconditional love, so stop giving it to them. Your love is conditional, okay? To get access to you, somebody needs to earn it. If they don't earn it, access denied. That's it. That's how you should be. You need to maintain your independence and you need to control your emotions. Because if you don't control your emotions control you. I get hundreds of DMs from you guys saying, you know, I just went crazy on this guy. I just sent this guy a really long paragraph saying how I feel and all the things that he's not been doing. Baby girl, when you sit there composing a text message, when you sit there composing that paragraph in your notes app, you've already lost. You have already lost. The only thing you should be doing is focusing on you. That's it. Because if you're not focusing on you, he's not focusing on you. And if you're not pouring into you, he's not pouring into you. So, not getting the treatment that you deserve? Look within. Not attracting the kind of men that you want? Look within. Everything is in your control. You control how the rest of these dates go. You control the kind of men that you allow into your energetic field. You control how much energy you give a man. All the power is in your hands. But the problem is you believed that the power was in the man's hands all along. You were brainwashed. But the power's always been in your hands. I'll leave you with that thought.